absolutely tell that you're on headphones. It's really really phasey. Like everything is just pushed super super out to the sides, and that's one of the reasons that it feels soft. That it's very very undefined. Like there's not a lot of phantom center happening. It's just kind of overly diffuse. So I would just pull in. If you're using imagers, consider not doing that. Pull everything in a considerable degree. Yeah, less width. It's pushed pretty far out, and then it's going to feel a little bit tighter and stronger, especially like in the like low mids. We just need to get that center. Um, the everything is kind of
Alone in your room, I had you. It used to feel so new, and then look what you did.
um the very 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 soft drums make things weird. I don't want to like I don't want to be too like I don't want to go like yeah that's a little weird, but like percussion, um Poison, what's up? How you doing? Um Percussion kind of needs to be powerful. And even on like if you listen to like John Mayer or like a pop tune, um yeah, it's not just turning it up, it needs to be like punchy and define the like dynamic envelope of the piece. Like even in the softest of soft pop, drums have like a lot of body. They've got a lot of range. We hear the impact. We feel it. Uh, I wouldn't even say compression and limiting as much as like I mean I would start everything at EQ. Like they're feeling like really really scooped out and like they lack personality. They feel there's kind of like a lack of mid range in the drums and then an abundance of mid range in everything else. So it's just gonna feel weird. Like on a and again, it'll just feel a little weird on a pop playlist because kind of all of the relationships are kind of inversed. It feels like a inside out mix. And Poison, I see that you redeemed some violin shreddage. I will do that in a moment. Yeah, you're low shelving the percussion. Um, yeah, I would want to really get
In
this.
your room, I had you. It used to feel so new, and then look what you did. I was so smitten by you, getting hard to breathe in. Tell me what do I do?
And then it's kind of like just everything is everywhere except for percussion. Uh, and so
Had
the
you alone in your room, I had you. It used to feel so new, and then look what you did. I was so smitten by you.
yeah, so it certainly has made room, but it has made too much room. Like the mix, like the song, everyone has to like work with each other musically, and like mid range is where the music is. You know, like that's literally where tones are, and drums are tonal. You know, they've got tonal stuff, and eh, so there's that happening. Like it's very very scooped out. It's not defining the image. I mean, it's also not defining like the stereo image. Like drums in pop production are like literally the mix. Like you get the drums in, and then you work everyone around it, and then you've got like a very very powerful mix. So like, and in addition, like, so this is, and then you're like, okay, is it loud enough? First off, it's not loud enough. But It's also incredibly dynamically tight on the choruses. Um, uh, it, to the point where it's kind of pushing into too loud, too compressed territory, but it's all from like these vocal layers, and it doesn't sound. It's like simultaneously constricted while also not sounding loud. You're kind of getting the worst of both worlds here. Whereas drums, when they are defining the dynamic image, you're able to get an incredibly dynamic piece because from beat to beat, there's huge dynamic range. And that's what's defining everything because drums be gone, drums be in, 0 to 127. And as long as those drums aren't overcompressed and they're allowed to breathe, then we can have huge dynamics from peak to peak, which is what actually matters and what our ears are actually responding to, jackhammer versus explosion. So it's not too crushed, but it's not like doing the pleasant thing. So, I mean, I could like there's basically it's got to work from the drums. It's just going to sound so weird like in a modern context. Um so starting from there and then working forward is going to help clean some of this stuff up. The Yeah, drums first. Drums first. And what I do, I mean, like you gain stage everything, you leave that big old beautiful ceiling, you work from there, you get those drums tight and powerful, and then it's going to encourage you psychologically. Mason, who takes mixing lessons from me, they're kind of in this same world of doing like kind of like light pop with like a lot of big arrangements and big vocal harmonies. And that's like a big thing that we work on those mixes is that like the drums, like even though you feel like they're maybe overpowering you to get a mix, those drums have to be doing their job which they're keeping the beat. Like if the drums are all in the back, I don't even know like what to do. It's just kind of da 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 da. I need something to go boom cha, so that I can feel it. It's also what's going to make the overall compression envelope work for the entire track, etc., etc. Drums are the mix on anything made after 1935 or earlier even. Drums are awesome. So, and then, when you've got drums to kind of compete with in your mixing template, it's going to force you to make better decisions with the rest of the instrumentation. So, hold up. Thanks for the follow. Uh, that's That's basically it in a nutshell. And then like a lot of these, so the strings are like super pushed out. Nobody has any like great top end or like harmonic sparkle. All of the instrumentation is just kind of currently as it stands, we just kind of have like a blob of instruments from 100 to 2K, and it doesn't really feel like anyone is taking their place in the mix. Like nobody's been focused on or narrowed into a like solid chunk of sound. And again, I would say that the root cause is those drums. Drums are going to force you to go like, okay, well, bass lives here because it's going to live against this element of the kit. And then the vocals are going to slide in here, and then the guitar is going to notch in here. And then I'm going to be able to, I really need to like introduce some harmonic sparkle on the vocal and the guitar so that they can kind of lift over the mix, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, it's not just that there needs to be brightness, it's that, it was in the beat. That sucks. You might want to. Yeah, if it's a systemic thing. So it's not just like a lack of information up there. It's that again, systemically, it would be like the way that we use that upper region is to let me pop in the feedback command. Like once we have kind of the center, the mid-range and everything just like nailed down, then we know that we can use that top end to bring in this excitement that leads the ear to like parse out the mix. We're using it for its psychoacoustic properties rather than go like sound need brighter. It's like I want the ear to catch this moment, and I want it to be big, bold, and exciting and full of character. The art of mixing. But yeah, I mean the song's good, and I really like. I like what you're doing. I respect the pop vibes. But the game plan is like make drums be drums. Oh, was there like a little like pitch correction warble? I heard that right around there. Oh.
I have memories going with you to place. I have stories, but I leave out your name. I have stories, but I
Sounds like you asked the T out. Automation is never cheating.
I have stories, but I leave.
Like, yeah, I mean, did you use a de-esser too hard? That's what it sounds like. It sounds like,
I have stories, but
yeah, reverb on the master is rough. Uh, yeah, I mean, it just sounds like, an esser. Yeah, I don't know. The, what I'm really just concerned with is just like the fact that you're shaping the dynamic envelope so much with your vocal. That's what's weird. Whereas if that clap,
I have stories, but I leave.
like if the percussion elements were what were riding the um riding it, then it would be great. I mean, you could try putting up like 5K, but I mean, there's plenty of S. There's no T. It's just I have sorries. So it might be an enunciation thing. It might be a performance thing. Store. Yeah, start with the drums. And then like stuff like this, like, um, oh yeah. I mean, if he's just not saying a T, it doesn't sound like compression. It doesn't. There's no compression there. What's weird is that the envelope is being shaped by the voice. Um, and it's like that's just a thing that I would be like, yeah, like you're hyper fixating on the vocal in a way that um that just wouldn't be an issue if the other mix. I know a lot of people are using Studio One now. I switched to Studio One like 5 years ago because I grew up on Samplitude, which no one uses and doesn't support a lot of third-party plugins. And Studio One just happened to make me happy when I opened it up. Let's see what's up in the email. Okay, I um, got the hold up with a scuffed master. Oh boy. IO poison some quick violin shreddage. So let me do that real quick. Ta-da!